stronger on us from day to day. Ain't no amount of pussy that can take this pain away. I'm cool with being cold and acting new just so you know. You can't remember cause you just woke up with tubes inside your nose. In real life, make it hard to breathe like a head cold. I did it good and it ain't enough, then just say so. I'm on the app with DoorDash, so I ain't getting it with Pedro. It's easy to be a good guy, but I'd rather be an a-hole. My past is catching.
I know you really don't feel like that. You really say it's nice to be a good body, do you really feel like that, or that was just a bar?
Alright, so hold on, let this play out. Yo, welcome. You know what time it is, you know what this is, you know who I am. Yes, that's a confidence that you have to work on and build when you're serious about your craft. How are y'all doing out there? I have a very special guest. I want you to understand this, what you're seeing right now. My man had a question for me off rip during introduction. He was already locked in. Right. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful that he's here, and not to minus what he just said. All right, so we was listening to the introduction. That's a song that's not out yet. You know I do the New Music Fridays, but it's every first Friday of the month. It's no longer every week. So that's probably next. So I said, it's easy to be a good guy, but I'd rather be an a-hole. So he just said, is that a bar or is that how you really feel? And I'm glad, because we probably could go off that first question about the artist thing, just off that.
Yeah, facts.
So you could relate to this. I think when you're writing, whatever mood you was in when you wrote that, you could probably put some energy to and say, maybe I really did feel that way in that moment. When you go listen back, now it's the receipts. So if you wrote it in that moment and that's how you felt, and now when you go listen to it back, you go, nah, that was just a bar.
Yeah, I got joints like, I definitely got joints like that, but like, I guess like now that I'm old, I'm very more conscious of what I say now. So that's why that stuck with me when you said that bar. Prior to me getting elevated in my mind and all of that, I got joints where I did, and then I'm hearing it now and it made me cringe a little bit, like, damn, I said that. It's crazy.
But I think you could have a separation, because creativity is creativity. So there's movies, there's shows that's positive. There's movies, there's shows that's killing. There's you know what I mean?
And it doesn't mean that that's who the actor really is, but just the difference with music.
I got it.
Music is like it comes from the soul.
Right.
Especially when this is why you always have that issue where when it comes to rappers, it's a big deal where did Drake write his bars or did somebody else write it? For a singer, it's cool. You know what I mean? As long as you know how to sing, people don't really press if you wrote
it
that,
or not.
because it's your talent with the work.
They get help though, like it's almost welcome if they got help.
They have writing sessions for that. They doing that with rap now. Let me phrase that. They've been doing that with rap. But it used to be on a hush. It was
they didn't broadcast it.
Yeah, they didn't broadcast it like now because they knew that. They knew that.
Right.
All the top writers, you're gonna go from Biggie and Pac and all these dudes. They were crowned these top four fathers and all that for the simple fact that everybody said their pen game was fire. So if I feel like I'm an artist coming up and I got a buzz, but I know that Hush helped me out with it, but I want to get the same credit that Biggie and Pac and them dudes is getting. It's kind of like, I don't want that to come out. I gotta keep Hush on a hush. Just like how they said Drake was keeping Quentin Miller on. Like, I don't know the facts about that.
Right.
But
that's what was brewing.
To me, when I fell in love with rap, I don't know what it's about. I guess because your first album usually is about you. It's almost really personal. So you took it word for word what that person said. You know,
especially that benefit of the doubt, because like, this is you introducing yourself to the world.
Like when I first heard Mobb Deep and them, they from Queensbridge. Like, let's imagine them saying, "Yeah, we from Queensbridge," and then you come to find out they from Bensonhurst, and you like, but you rapping that you from Queensbridge. It's like
you done that. You saying that is symbolic because people done that.
Yeah, because people do that, right? But it's something about it was more. Even though it's artistry, it has more culture with it too.
Right.
And being that like my family's from Jamaica and all that, the same thing with reggae. It has a lot to do with culture. Like you would look down on if you would spit about stuff that you didn't actually do and partake in. So that's how I feel like with music, I feel like it's changing a lot now.
Right.
Now
they going further from it.
Yeah.
Like before you could rap about certain shit because you was around it, not per se that you did.
That's what they said about Nas.
That's what he even admitted to that.
Admitted. Yeah.
But now the people who don't even be around it talking about it, and it's crazy. If you grew up in Terrytown, nice, you know, fucking
suburbs.
the male guy come to you speak to, like, how you gonna talk about the corner?
Yeah, no, you're talking about just spinning the block on the ops because this is what they listen to, and I understand it because to me, when you first say, yo, this is what I want to do, I want to make music, you actually become a fan of it first. That's to me, my first introduction was, I like this. Now, can I do this? How can I do this and put my spin on it? But what a lot of dudes is doing now, and it has a lot to do with when they said, you know, when Nas was saying like hip hop is dead, was because people started, and especially New York, started following fads. So they stopped being authentic, and they started going to, or the South is popping, doing a lean with it, rock with it, or Laffy Taffy. How can I do that so I can get some airplay? But you from the Bronx, you from Queens, you from Southside, you know what I mean? Like,
it's different.
Spit what you spit, but then dudes started trying to follow fads, and now you got dudes who from New York, but then they sound like they from down south because that's what was popping at the time. So you got a lot
trying
of
to
people,
get in, however.
they just trying to get in, and this is where I had kind of started losing the love for the music because I felt like people morals wasn't real. Because to me, if you got morals, you're going to stick with how you spit and just get better at your craft and get on that way versus this is eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a pot. And everybody's rapping that way. Oh, when the Migos started that flow, what they did.
Right.
And everybody start copying that flow, but you're not from there. And then they using terminologies like,
I gotta give you praise for that one right there.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm a real student of the game. Like, I really study stuff, you know what I mean? And dudes is using names like the bando, I'm in the bando, I'm in the trap house. These wasn't New York words.
At all.
This was Atlanta and all of that. And then now we putting it in our music.
We just said yesterday, it's so funny you say that, and it's a little not to go too left. This whole glizzy shit, hot dogs.
Yeah,
But is it me? Do you remember that glizzy used to be a gun?
That's what the glizzy Glock.
So how it went from...
But that was a Chicago thing, if I'm not mistaken, that the Chicago dudes like, oh, you taking down the glizzy. Now it's New York dudes is saying that, bro.
But they mean hot dogs.
Yeah.
How did it...
Now
How did
dudes,
that happen?
now dudes got, listen, I know shit in my game, all my peoples who know me, my pop stayed throwing hot dogs and hamburgers on the grills when we was little. And all my dudes come through, yo, they might be a little burnt because he's sipping his little white rum and he forget to roll the joints properly, you know what I mean? He's like, just scrape off that, man. Just scrape off that. But we would eat it, no problem. Put your ketchup, your mayonnaise, whatever you want. Now I'm watching YouTube or Instagram and dudes just, you gotta eat it secretly. Dudes is running up on you with the camera like, yo, I should eat the glizzy. And you over here like, huh? Yo, come on, bro. Stop playing, bro. Come on, son. No, can't eat. Yo, we know you love hot dogs, bro. Stop fronting for the gram or your mans like you don't like, yo, busting out hot dogs.
Yeah,
no homo. You be busting out Franks. No homo. You know what I'm saying? The jumbo pack.
Oh, man, I'm done. Nah, but for real, I had to step there real quick. But no, you was really on to something with the music and like how it's not the same and nobody really genuinely loves it. And you know, I always feel like, you know, Jadakiss had a bar once when he says a nigga nicer than something about somebody nicer than Jordan, but they not known. I'm fucking up the bar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know
but
what
it's
you mean.
like those people who are not known be the most genuine person about the shit.
Yeah.
Like they really truly love it. And I'm not saying we need charity. So just because you love something and it's genuine, that don't mean you deserve a chance if you don't have the talent. I get that. But if you see somebody sticking with something authentic, and I feel like almost anybody can get better the more they do something.
Yeah.
That's why I feel that those people should get recognized. Or the same way they do America's Got Talent and all those other shows and shit. If you see somebody that's been on it and you can see progression, give the shot.
Yeah.
Now, if you give the shot and they drop it, then
that's on them. So, I mean, I remember the joint you saying because all of us, when we was in high school or whatever, college, whatever it may be, we all, mainly high school, we knew somebody who was better than probably the starting player on the varsity team. But the thing was, that dude didn't go to class. Cut class, and you know that in order to get on the team,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Maybe they ain't had no guidance. We touched base on it, maybe no lack of father figure or something like that. And it was just more like whatever they loved to do, whether it was smoking, whether it was hanging out with girls, they just wanted to be the popular dude. But in the playground, after school, they giving dudes business. And dudes on the team is like, yo, bro, go to class so you can get on. Or some of them was happy. Some of them was happy that they was the dropout dude because they know that if they was on the team, they playing time would be cut. Because these dudes is actually better. So unfortunately, yeah, we also got those. We also got those too. We got dudes who's nasty with the music, but they don't take it serious. They don't go to the studio and record joints. And if they did, they lazy with it or they drunk with it. But they really naturally could spit. And they probably better than the man who told them, yo, come to the studio, let's do a song together. But they just know, sometimes they say, that's why they always say, hard work beats talent every time. Right? Because the dude who's talented, he know he's talented.
But it's real, it's real.
Yeah.
But it's real, it's real.
Real talk.
Listen, I give out gardens out this bitch. You know, when it's time to give the flowers, I do that. I want everybody to be great. And if you on to something, let's magnify it because it helps the next person.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So that's all we do here is to try to get you to embrace it. We a little up there in age, not over the hills, but if we could reach the people still on the startup and they can retain this, it helps, no?
That's a fact.
So that's why I gotta give the flowers when I can.
I respect it.
But I'ma just always love music. So let's go right to the exact question of how did the music take a hit since you've been on your other journeys? You know, you got your live, and I'm sorry, you didn't really do a real introduction.
Yeah, I know.
So tell them who you is, tell them about the live real quick, and tell them what you got going on. We could cut it for that.
Man. Yeah. So
talk to them.
Dizzy, Lenny, Leonard Llewellyn, however you want to call it, that's the government name, but everybody know me Shake Dizzy, you know what I mean? Been doing music for a minute. Met Hush through work, actually through playing ball and all that. So anybody know me, that's how I got the name Shake, from shaking dudes up, playing ball, you know what I mean? And then from there, basically, I just started making music, but making music how I was around street stuff and what I thought should have been put out. Not necessarily everything was always authentic. It was more or less like this is what Jada Kiss and them is doing. This is what, because you want to sound like what's on the radio. And I feel like that's why we touch the topic of kids who come from the suburbs is talking about spinning the block and busting the gut, because they're trying to sound like what they're hearing on the radio. They're just imitating what they're hearing on the radio. So did a lot of that. Then I did some soul searching. Always was a man of faith. Always was a man of God. But then as I got older, I made the transition. Like, yo, I'm going like this new Jamaican artist, fully Jesus. So I just started going heavy and say, yo, I gotta start living what I believe. So if I do that, my music gotta be different. And I noticed how music subconsciously can make people do the wrong things. Not everybody, because me and you can hear a song about somebody spinning the block, busting block, and it's not gonna make me and you wanna jump in the whip and go air something out.
But a young not dude, of sound mind, not of sound mind, not of a proper upbringing, no dad in the crib. It's the battery twisted, and now that's when they do it. When they go do their drills, that's what they listening to. They're not listening to Mariah Carey or the gospel track when they're gonna go spin the block. They're playing the music that emulates what they're about to go do. So I had to say, yo, if I'm a representative of God, Jesus, whatever, I gotta start making sure that I'm making positive music that could reflect that. Then came up with the idea of chilling, and I'm like, yo, what can I do? I started getting into financials crazy because I realized how, you know, as black people, we behind on the financial totem pole, you know what I mean? And then I realized, period, they don't really teach that in school. So I had to do a lot of self-education on finances, and I even did a song, Dame Dash Broke, where it's big. I was going there. Right. I was going to go there. You had to do that. I was going to go there. But go ahead.
Yeah, so I did Dave Dash Broke. Y'all check it out on streaming platforms where I twist the financials in there on a street hard level. A lot of people hear the title and I get flack for that because
when I first heard it,
right?
When I first heard the title, I'm saying, I was like, my bed is wild.
Yeah, he this and that. I got a song called Ain't Like Diddy. Now everybody want to say no Diddy. I've been had a song called Ain't Like Diddy from 09. You know what I mean? But that wasn't even on no allegation joint. That was just like
that was organically.
That was organically me in the studio, couple sips and I was in a Manhattan studio, and I know Diddy is known for flashing money and all that. And then when the dude played the beat, I'm like, nah, the average dude in New York ain't like that. We ain't got it like that. We in the trenches trying to get it. So that's when I was on that 8 Night Diddy. But long story short, so dude's probably like, damn, you was on some 8 Night Diddy, now you on some Dame Dash, bro. I had a dude from Harlem who helped push the record out call me personally. It was like, yo, from DigiWax, call me. It's like, yo, yeah, before I put your joint out, what's up with this no day? I said, did you listen to the song? He said, nah. I said, let me give you a snippet because I know you're in your feelings right now because I don't want you to not press the send button because you got some attachment to Dame. I said, I'm saying I'm Dame Dash broke because when I listened to an interview that Dame said, he said, I'm broke because all his money is financially invested into something. So I'm broke that way. But I got money into assets. So technically I'm not broke, but if you want to say, do I have liquid cash on me? Yeah, I'm broke in that sense, but I got millions of dollars in paintings, in buildings, in real estate. So that's why I said I'm Dame Dash broke. You feel what I'm saying?
But you don't always get the opportunity to break that down. And that's what's sad about the world, because the attention span
is so
and
short.
The intelligent level is why that should have never even been an issue. And if you don't get to listen to you say this here, or if you ain't say it on your live, people would have just ran with what they think that means.
That's a fact. So to piggy with the live joint, I was sitting and I felt like...
First, wait. Tell them about it, where to go, give your IG, and then go into your shit. Tell them to go check it out.
You can check out Shake Dizzy 25 at Shake Dizzy 25. That's on Instagram.
There's no underscore, nothing.
Nah,
just straight
Shake Dizzy 25.
It'll be in the timestamps. Go ahead.
Yeah. Shake Dizzy 25. Every Tuesday, 6 to 7. Me and my brother Wallstreet.
Shout him out.
My brother Wallstreet. He does life insurance. He's a life insurance agent, and we combine that together with me talking about, you know what I mean, financial stuff, spiritual stuff. He brotherly empowerment, family upliftment, financial literacy.
Fire.
He talks about he piggybacks in on that as well, and he talks about the life insurance, how we're one of the most uninsured ethnic groups. You know what I'm saying? Black people, a lot of us is like, nah, I ain't leaving no money for somebody else, but this is the key of how you transfer wealth to the next generation, what other races do, and that we don't take it. So we trying to make that bigger known. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that. So basically it came down to a point when I felt like God was like, yo, you educate yourself so much, share that knowledge.
Right.
Find one of your homeboys, your homies who's on the same level with you and share it. And you're not looking for no bread, you just sharing what you know. And then I hit my man Wallstreet up and I'm like, yo, you wouldn't jump on the live and you do it once a week. We're gonna drop gems, whatever we know. We started teaching ourselves investing into stocks and all type of stuff like that, real estate, and let's share that with the people. Whoever chime in. If we got 6 viewers, we got 6 viewers. We got 1 viewer, we got 1. But at the end of the day, people can't say that we're not sharing what we know that's not being taught in school. So that's basically what it just was an idea that came from me to do it, man.
That's beautiful, and I feel so passionate about everything I do. So when you say that 6 viewers or 1 person chiming in, it hurts me a little, but you can't let it distract you, because another Jada Kiss line, then rappers get better promotion. So now when you gone, or you old folded the fuck up, sorry to get so, that's when,
you know what?
Why not retain it now while you could really use it and it could do something for you? Because I joke, right? You know, we work. I don't put where we work on here.
Right.
But I joke and go when everything's said and done, because, I got my little things I got to pay for and I'm responsible for. So let's say the dream car. I joke about that. I said, whatever my dream car is, I'll be in there when I'm 60. And that's cool. You retired, you chilling. But it's like, I want it while I can enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's symbolic to what I'm trying to say about what you got going on, what I try to do. Try to grab this now while you can make it mean something. But we never do. It's always later. You're going to get praised when you're 70. Somebody will come up to you when you're an old man and remember this and say, yo, you had the lives. And it's like...
Yeah, and it's so funny you pointed to the shirt. This is my company, what I work with as an agent doing merchant services, basically helping entrepreneurs or business owners set up their credit card terminals or their POS systems. You know what I mean? And we help either lower their fees, that what they're paying. Because every time somebody pays with a credit card, that business owner, he inquires fees. you as the customer, you buying something for $10 and you charge your card, that business owner's not getting the full $10. They usually get charged 3% or whatever by the bank for supplying them that credit card. Everybody got to eat. So the person who supplied them that credit card terminal, they looking at it like, yo, I'm giving you an option to accept payments. I want a little piece of that. But they got a lot of hidden fees that they add in there. So they'll tell the business owner you're only paying 3%, but then when somebody like me come through and look over their statement, I realize, nah, they really charging 3.88. They're really charging 4.13. So then I come in and get them, because I work directly with a payment processor and give them a straight. So
flowers, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I come through and I set them straight and get them a straight 3% flat or a 2.9 something flat, because I work with a payment processor who can give them a flat rate. Or we do something new, what's called a cash discount, where if y'all ever notice, y'all go to certain restaurants, they're adding fees on when you pay with a card. It's a 3% fee, a 4% fee.
We all know that.
Yeah, that's something new.
Bodegas, everything.
Yeah, right.
It used to be just something bigger than that, like a restaurant, maybe
right.
a clothing
But
store.
everybody,
Now it's any
everything.
store.
Right. So a lot of people got it set up wrong, and I go in there and set it up the correct way. And by them passing the fees to the customers, which is us, therefore they're saving. And when you buy something for $10, they're receiving $10. Versus you buying something for $10 in the past and they getting $9.30 or something like that. Right.
Is there a separate way to reach out to you for this, or just
Shake Dizzy? Still Shake Dizzy. You know what I mean? I got a Leonard_LLEW, or you can look up my company LLEW, which is Lou Merchant LLC. Y'all can look it up.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you still reach out to me, Shake Dizzy 25, and get it going. So all of that is just a whole package that I'm doing, man. A spiritual journey, a financial journey, starting your own business. I believe in having a 9-to-5. I'm one of the entrepreneurs.
He transitioned into the other joint on his own.
Oh, damn.
Without me. Yo, he's just locked in. And yo, you gotta give him flowers. See, when people get comfortable doing things, the confidence, the genuine shit about it, how we really want to help out people, and we trying to reach you, he's transitioning on his own. Like, this is what I do. Come up here and let us be great for people to retain and get to a better place in their life.
So guys, I didn't mean to jump in on
Nah, you can go.
Okay, so long story short, just basically with everything that I just packaged everything together, like, yo, let's just introduce all of this on a live. We want to talk about spiritual journey, how keeping God first. Like I said, I'm a believer of having a 9-to-5, support your small business or your LLC. Fund it. A lot of people just want to go, boom, full-time entrepreneur, but you still got rent or you still got a mortgage. Don't get it twisted. Sometimes that forces you to make your business work. So I get why some people do that. But when I got kids, I got mouths to feed. If I was solo and I got a wife, if I was solo, we can get into that too. The family life and all that. But if I was dolly, yeah, I might take that chance because if I can't pay my rent on my mortgage, it's nothing for me to jump in the hoopty for a couple days until I can find a spot and thug it out. But not when you got the kids and the wife. I can't let them.
Precious cargo.
Right? So I'm a big advocate of keeping your 9-to-5. Treating your 9-to-5 as a business partner. That way, when you go to work, you're not pissed off. You're looking at it like, yo, he's giving me an opportunity to fund my own business. So when you work your 9-to-5, you're working for that company that when from 6 to 10 or 6 to 12, however much you want to grind, you're working for your business, your company. So use that bread from your 9-to-5 to fund what you want to do, right? And let that generate an income on its own where enough to when your business is generating enough income that you can walk away from that 9-to-5. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like in the selfish way with relationships, how some females do. They won't just break up with their man. They'll have a look,
tread light. Listen.
They don't
listen. Trigger.
Some do my bad. But some dudes do.
Stop them.
Some dudes do it too. Some dudes don't just cold turkey and break up. They'll find another cushion, you know what I mean, to get the pushing before they actually bounce. But females, no disrespect, are known for like, yo, alright, things ain't really working with me and you. They always keep a little male friend, who was just a male friend, but we know that dudes who hang out the male friends, they just waiting for her to give an opportunity to say, yo, it's green light. You know what I mean? So, long story short, the same way how some females would have something brewing in the background, and then once this don't work out, they fully transition over there. That's what I say to do with your business, with your 9 to 5, transferring over into your business.
Because you really can't knock that strategy.
Nah, okay.
You're putting yourself in a security type of position where you don't. The older you get, the more you can't have the question marks.
Yeah,
too much.
yeah.
You gotta kind of know where you're going.
Right,
with it.
right.
You gotta.
When
Because
time is thick. And then you said, if you got a family, it's different when you don't, or you 20 something. Take all them risks, take all them chances. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times people are scared to take chances and risks because they're scared of failure. But failure is what builds up the confidence the next go around.
So you know where I'm going when you say that.
Right.
Because we on a roll like butter.
Yes,
Well, actually,
sir.
let me shout out my man A&G. Ain't none greater. That's who really inspired me to start the rapping. And his line is, you on a roll like Swiss and pastrami. But when you say, well, where is that? Right. How often does success come from pain, hurt, adversity, and setbacks?
Yeah.
So like you said, roll the dice when you're young.
Yeah.
But at what point do you go, all right, I know you said the family is a true symbol.
Yeah, I think because, now I mean, if like I said, I don't got no issue, I'm 41, whatever the case may be, right? So if I was still 41 with no family, I'll be taking way more risks. If I have a wife and kids that depend on me, yeah, I'll be taking some more bigger risks.
See what's up.
Yeah, right? Versus, I don't care if I was 21 with the family, I still would be like, damn, I gotta be careful, I gotta tread lightly on what I do.
So
I can't.
no age.
Yeah, I feel like
responsibility pops up when it does, and you just gotta show up.
Right, I feel like that, and we gotta be real mindful. We talk about that on my live a lot too, with who you have kids with. You know what I mean? Because it's make or break you for the rest of your life.
Your new nickname is Trigger.
Yeah.
Oh, my man is bang, 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 bang.
Go.
He letting off the whole clip.
Yeah.
Preach.
Yeah. Nah, but it's just facts. A lot of times we just see, a female might see a guy that she like, oh, nice waves, whatever she like about him, or the new thing now, he look dripped out, whatever the case is, when really, you know, it should be more than that. It really should be personality and vibes and all of that. And then the dude on the other side might just be digging the chick off of what we usually go for, straight looks. But then we skip the whole, we could be talking to the chick and realize she an airhead. But the body is saying the whole nother story, and we overlook that.
The body speak for itself.
Yeah. Your mind telling me no, but that body. So, long story short, we gotta see those red flags and be like, yo, if you do lay down, do it the right way. I mean, try not to make a scene out that situation. But you know, sometimes things happen and you gotta man up and do what you gotta do. But we really gotta lock in on who we try to build families with. And then sometimes, I think somebody, I forgot who said it, but they was like, yo, one of a man's biggest decisions other than like buying a house or a car or something like that is choosing the right partner to build with. You know what I'm saying?
That is real big right there.
Yeah.
So what, like, are you gonna just charge everything you are now, your mindset, your drive, your ambition, is that all surrounded by family? I know you said that if you didn't have a wife and kids, you would take wild more risk. So your ambitions is you anyway. But the fact that the fam and the wife is there, what woke you up? Like, what was the moment that you was like, nah, this is how I'm moving? Are you just gonna charge that to just the fact?
So I was always an ambitious person off rip. You know what I mean? Like from high school, that's my mans. I was trying to think of how we could make bread on the legal shit. You know what I mean? So we did parties, backyard parties, charging the dudes $2, didn't charge the females, because I knew that I had the mindset that
you
once
want females is in there,
yeah,
the guys gonna come.
Guys gonna come. So, you know, but what I didn't have any like you know, mentor, no guidance, and I didn't realize I had something going. I used to do it in the summer, but I didn't continue it. I think if I'd have continued it,
part-time shit.
Yeah, and I was doing promotion for a while in the city as well, but then I kind of got like partied out. Like it just felt like a different day, but the same night. You know what I mean? And it just was like, I was like, yo, I can't be doing this.
Different day, same night.
Isn't it the same thing? You know what I'm saying? Same situation. You running into different females. Yeah. It's always a potential for something to go left, with dudes who probably had too much to drink or they hating on you because you may have bagged something that they wanted to bag. And I just realized like this is getting corny, so I kind of lost the love of the promotion joint. But being ambitious made me like, all right, I got into the 9 to 5, and then I'm realizing like, yo, I got to do this for 25 years. You know what I'm saying? And I still feel like I'm barely making ends meet, even with a decent job. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like something got to give. But then when you said what was like that moment is when my kids, when I'm going to work, my kids are like, yo, stay home. Like, can you not go to work today? But I got to let them know now I got to go to work to make sure I keep the roof and the food in them. But then I'm like, I got to find a way to make bread without being
not so heavy.
Yeah, where I can find out, which is talking about passively, this is where investing comes in. Whether you're investing in real estate, you know what I'm saying, or you starting a business that can make money for you and you working for yourself, because we know at any given moment, you working for somebody else, you are at their mercy, right? So you could have had 10 joints in. I mean, Fat Joe told a story about his aunt.
Yeah,
right?
I heard it.
20-something years in,
yeah,
before she was about to retire to get her pension, what they told her, sorry, thank you for your services. So, yeah, you might say I'm probably looking at it on a scarcity tip, but it's a reality that can happen that I would not want to be in. So that's what really changed when you said, like, what was it? There was another guy that my brother Wallstreet put me on to, was called Jim Rohn. He's a mentor, and he's like, listen, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you're going to work till you die. And this is what we were known for.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Listen, Tuesdays, man, I mean, lock in with Hush, but every Tuesday, shaking Wallstreet, combos with shaking Wallstreet, man. Shake this
That's
25,
That's
man.
Dope.
Yeah.
I'm so humble. Like, y'all don't understand, not to stop you. You don't understand whether I'm on here by myself or somebody decides to pull up. I'm humbled to have this energy to always sit here. But it's even more rewarding to get someone else to give you gems, because it takes a village. Yo, I read something that says, yeah, it takes a village to raise a child, but it could raise an adult too.
Facts. Yeah, we could learn from each other.
You know, the pressure is that word adult.
Yeah.
So when you're that, they expect certain shit.
Already.
You have to be a certain way.
Yeah,
but that doesn't take away that you may need a village still.
Yeah, because you can see how your neighbor moving and be like, let me emulate that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I love to pass that on. I love that somebody else could come and sit in front of you to show that everybody could chip in.
Yeah.
Everybody could play a part. You know, you can get information from anywhere. Anyone's knowledge can be helpful. You know, we joke around, we silly with it sometimes, we laugh, but if we could take something from each other, and I don't want to make it a race thing, like we spoke on certain disadvantages we have as, let's keep it a buck.
Right.
But if we could tune in more to each other, you don't really understand how dangerous that would be.
No, it's if we could learn, and like I said, don't want to get too left in it, but I really feel like it has a lot to do with, slavery and the Willie Lynch thing, where for years we was, death with a certain way. And I feel like it's still in our DNA, it's still in our blood. So even though we're free, you know what I mean? We're still not mentally. We still not
free.
So we was taught to fight against each other, and the strongest male, he get to breed all the other slave females. So that's in you. So now and then the females was always taken away after they got impregnated. So now you wonder why most of us, when black couples break up, they break up during the pregnancy. That's not by coincidence, bro. And most of my men's, I had to put them on like, yo, you gotta fight through. I had to fight through it with me and wifey, cause we was knocking heads. But because I was knowledgeable enough to know, like, this is in her, she's wired like this because of years of trauma. That's in our DNA that we can't really understand why you want to bucket your man just because you're pregnant. You blame it on emotions or what's the other with your hormones and all that. But
so I can't let you. I gotta get you. That was a good part. We said the bump heads thing. So like you said, that's in the DNA to go against the grain sometimes. How do you really overcome that, or at least tell your journey, and probably could help someone? Not to get too personal and specific, But just to say, like you said, y'all bumped heads. What gave you energy, or what shows you the light that even though y'all was bumping heads, you saw past that?
I knew I had a seed coming, and I knew that the statistics of the seed's life, the kid's life without a father there. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm fighting for my kid. So yeah, you beefing with me, I'm thugging it out for the kid. And you know, some people, they can't really, you know, they're like, yeah, but you know, your mental sanity is and I get that. I get it. You know, but I'm looking at the creation that God blesses with the fact that we can be able to create. I got to do my due diligence and make sure I'm there to give that foundation. Let me tell you these crazy facts real quick that my brother Wallstreet put me on. He found this clip, and I'm sorry, I can't remember where to reference you to, but basically it was a statistic going around on Instagram where they showed that a single kid, a kid with a mom by herself, the chance of them going into a single parent mom. Yeah,
Speak.
The mom with the kid, just the mom and kid, the chances of them getting incarcerated, dropping out of school and all that, rates is crazy. It's up there, like 8 out of 10. The chance of them being a failure in life is way higher.
I think that has something to do with Dr. Umar, maybe?
I don't remember if it was Umar.
Not him specifically, but he was probably
dancing.
it.
Yeah, he probably.
My bad, go.
And then they said versus a 2-parent family household. Don't get it twisted. There's always, you know,
exceptions to
the rule where somebody was a single parent and the child is a damn doctor now and all that, the top scholar.
It's what's possible versus what's probable.
What's the general outcome? Because the general outcome is that a kid from a single parent mom household doesn't do as well as 2 family. But then
what about if it's a single dad though?
Same results as if they had a 2-family household. So how?
Wait! You gonna stir pots with that one? I don't know, man.
Yo, bro.
Our female viewers may not feel that.
Y'all check it out. Check out.
Bring that back. Say it one more time.
Statistics show that a child who just grew up with their dad, has the same positive outcomes of a child who grew up with their mom and dad. So it shows how important it is that dad is in a relationship. So it just piggyback to when you said what made me stick through it is because if I wasn't knowledgeable, if I didn't educate myself, you know what I mean, YouTube University and all that, like we got these smartphones, but a lot of times you strolling and doing other things. So I had to try to change my mind. Like I realized this is distraction. All of this is a distraction for us not to tap into our real creativity. So if you're just so focused on what Beyonce doing, Jay-Z doing, you're not going to tap into what you're doing. Right. So I had to divert from that and find out information about us as people and how I could build up. And I realized one of the things that separate us is not having 2-family household. You know what I'm saying? And that's how
I gotta challenge that now. Like I gotta play devil's advocate.
Go ahead.
So you could wake up and see the light and go, you know, I want to be strong about this because I'm gonna fight for this. You said you fought for your kid. You gotta give credit, and I know you don't mind doing that, to the woman too, to your wife, because just because you on that time don't mean they just gonna follow suit.
Facts, you right.
And I guess you could have, is it safe to say that you probably prayed on it or worked so hard that she saw the light?
Yeah.
Because what can you really do not to create a unnecessary obstacle? What could you have done if you were going that hard and she didn't receive?
Yeah, and if it takes 2 to tango, right? So like you said, if she was like, yo, listen, I'm out, I could have tried my best to grab her and all that, and I mean, not physically, but you know what I mean? I'm throwing all the cards out there, and if she made up her mind, she out, I could say, oh, God, I did my part. But for the most part, they really just be mouthing at that time. So it's really the man who usually bounce at that. They can't take that mouth 9 times out of 10. And it's a thing that I know that is a phase that she'll get
Shake
over.
new name is Trigger. Shake new name is Trigger.
Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, but you know, like I said, it might not be the same. Like I said, there are exceptions to the rule. That somebody might be like, well, that ain't my situation. But for majority, I realize like most people who stuck it out. And when you think about like our grandparents and stuff like that, the fact that they didn't have so much instant communication had a lot to do with it. Like when grandpa was out, He was out. Grandma ain't know where
They
he was.
ain't hear from each other for a whole day till he came back in the crib.
And they had something to talk about when he came back. Grandma probably might have been tight, knowing that he probably was cross town with another little joint. But what he do? He came back with the bread, the meat, and
a couple stories.
Right.
Some entertainment.
Right. The lights is on, and that's what. So they kind of really. That's why a lot of us grew up with the grandmoms and all that who end up taking. But then at some point, as technology start kicking in, instant gratification and all that type of stuff, then it's like, to me, it put a lot more stress on relationships, and people was looking like you said, when you was telling me about a dating feature on Facebook that I didn't even know about. So here you go, you could be with your loved one, and y'all trying to make things out, y'all get into a little scuffle, bump heads, which people do. But now the opportunity is right there in each other's hand. Now I ain't just gonna put it on her, it's in the dude's hand too. I'm pissed off. You go to one room on the side of the house, she go to one side, and what y'all doing?
Fight.
Swipe left. Oh, he like me. Oh, she like me. You can entertain and feel gratified by somebody else, and that puts straight versus, not to say back in the days, but before that option, y'all either worked it out or it ain't work. But it wasn't just like you just grabbing the phone and just had options and start talking to whoever showing interest in the DM. So it's a lot harder now. That's why I said I'm kind of happy I am married right now, man.
I mean, give the flowers, and I mean, you ain't gotta shout her out, but just like her, like your wife individually, like we both can give flowers for that. Because they go back to the whole, you could put in all the work you want. If she not on board, she not on board. Facts. So the fact that you had the right mindset to pursue this and wanted to be a successful family, or put your family in position to win by saying I'm gonna be there. Yeah. If she wasn't game, she wasn't game. So you gotta give her flowers as well, because it's right. You know what I mean? Because that was my whole point of bringing this whole thing up. And I don't want to bring the dark side of it because it's so positive and it's so like refreshing to hear. It's like that's the thing. Our communication barrier sucks because there's a lot of guys that might move a little spicy, like you said, DM shit, but they could want the shit that you talking about, the things that you have, but like the people they select, the people that interact, it's just not meshing, and people throw it away so fucking fast, and then you feel defeated. That's why I asked you that joint off cam about if you had to start over tomorrow, how does that look for you? You have the same ambitions to say whoever you choose. You still gonna fight the same way, and I know the family makes a difference because you're not gonna have a family again right off the rip. But are you gonna put in that same pain for something?
That's a tough question. Like I said, if I pray God forbid that never happened.
God forbid.
Yeah, but if it did, man, I definitely would have to like cool off for a minute, and I feel like a lot of us don't do this. Just people in general as us, and build and work on ourselves and start reflecting like, what could I have done better? Because we all, none of us is perfect. We all got our faults, and whether we want to fail to acknowledge it or put it in the closet. I think this is a time for us to build up. Like I was talking to my nephew, and he's 27, so he in.
I remember that number.
I was talking to him, but I wasn't talking to him. And the reason I was talking to him, but he wasn't fully listening. That's what I should say, because we was in a bar setting. Right. So there's joints around, females around, and his attention span. I mean, any joint that walked by, me and you talking, and he's like, yeah, I hear you. He's like, yeah, I hear you, uncle. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, bro, work on yourself. If I could go back, I would focus. So even though I'm talking about your younger days, like going back and try to work on yourself so you have something to really bring to the table, that whole what you bring to the table type situation, right? Sometimes at that age, all we got is our physique and our looks, and we use that to our advantage. 25, 27.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? You in that
What else do we have?
You in that cub age for the Cougars. You could get the little 21, 22-year-olds who like
your age too.
Right. You
so
get the joints in your age, so you got
options.
Right? But then your finances might not be there. Because you got a little something that's holding you down to get you a little V, got your little roof on your head.
The basics.
You got the basics, and we like...
You're not aiming higher. You're like, this is where...
This is where everything gonna go down at. You know what I'm saying? This is where all the joints gonna come through and it's gonna get done.
Because I got this.
I got a car, I got a job, and I got the little startup, little apartment or whatever. Yeah. We don't
go past that.
We look at it like we got that. Where the joints is at now? Where the females at? When we should just let's build some more on that. Build some more on that. Get the crib. Try to get a business or invest in some bread and build up. So once again, you can't knock something for not knowing. You can't. If you didn't know something, we wasn't taught this in school, that we should be working on our finances and working on our credit and all that. We wasn't taught that, so that's why.
I want us to be a consumer forever.
So that's why I focus on doing that, man, and spreading that knowledge out. And basically, like you said, if things was to go left right now, I would focus on what can I do to better myself at 41 or 42, whatever. What can I do to better myself so that when I go to another situation, I don't have to settle. I know that I am the prize because of all the work that I did for myself and what I'm actually bringing to the next situation.
But I will not let you, especially with all the gems you dropped here, let you feel like that's a lot of work. Because sometimes you're just too heavy for people.
Yeah, that could be true.
You know what I mean? So don't try to really analyze, is there a lot of work you need to be done on yourself? Or maybe you just need to work on who you select. Not so much that there's an issue with you.
That's true.
You're not perfect.
Yeah.
But you don't sit there and beat it up too much. Yeah. Because that person ain't see your greatness.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I feel like all of us have some work that we could do.
Oh.
Yeah. So I get what you're saying though.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if you at 90, what's gonna bring you to that 100?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you doing dope. You at 90, but
still push. Even if you get to 92,
right?
Just get you above the 90.
Yeah. What's gonna get me up to that 100 mark range? And it's like,
right.
oh damn, I haven't been working out. Let me go back and start to working out. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So it could be something minor like that, or what I like what you said. I need to choose my partner better next time. I need to make sure somebody who got the same mindset as me, have the same values.
Everybody wear masks.
Yeah. But that's something that we talk about too. Like I said, not to get long with it. Before you decide to get in like a committed relationship, there's like 10 to 20 questions that you should ask each other and find out where your head is at. How you feel about kids, how you feel about religion, how you feel about finances, how you feel about a crib.
I'm devil's advocate again.
Go ahead.
Everybody can be good at answering them questions. Does that mean they really are that? You can sit like it's not as simplistic as this. I give an example. Suppose one of your questions is, do you smoke cigarettes? Right? And they go, nah, never. And low key, they still do.
I mean,
you're gonna find out. Yeah, what I'm saying is the questions. Yeah. People are good at.
Yeah. It's just like if you date a chick for the first time, y'all both putting up y'all best. You gonna put on your best gear. You gonna put on your best manners. You pull the chair for her, open the door, and all that until
it goes
down. And then So I feel like the same thing with those questions. I feel like, all right, you a man of your word, your principle. You a man. You answer these, and and I find out you lying about one of them. I'm gonna let you know that's a deal breaker. So like, it's so funny you brought up cigarettes. I don't like females who smoke cigarettes. So
that's why I used that one. That's why I used it.
So funny you say that, but if I say that, which wouldn't really be a question because that's something that I'm probably gonna analyze from jump. Right. You know what I mean, usually, especially if you, not to say you should meet a chick at a bar or something like that, but long story short, that's usually when they can pull out a cigarette. But I'll be like, nah, I can't talk to that. She got a cigarette. Or if I ask her that question, yo, do you smoke? Like, nah, I don't smoke. But then I pick you up the next day and your car smelling like a pack of Newports.
That's why I said I gave you a simple example.
Yeah, but now you
know, in your 20 questions, I feel like people can answer questions right. Yeah. And I feel like
to make it sound good.
I don't like this about our people again. They'll put energy towards something they want for the wildest reasons, just for a thrill, just for that dopamine. But then they don't put that same energy on something everlasting. So they're able to play that role because something about you. They could have watched this, God forbid again, your situation changed. They watch this, they see you on your shit. They could target you like, yo, I really want
something like that. Yeah.
So how can I appear to be the right fit? Like we really will take the energy to do all of that, even if we're really not that, for selfish reasons, because we just want it. So now when you hit them with the 20, they was preying you. They was preying you from the gate. Yeah. So they're like, oh, he got 20. You said it here. Yeah. So they're gonna use it again.
Yeah. I get you. They don't know the full 20. But that's like, all right. So one thing is this. I feel like I'm big on having a relationship with God, right? So if I was like, yo, what's your belief in God? And they're like, yo, I'm Muslim, or I don't believe there's a God. Either I'm gonna say, yo, we could talk about it, work on it. But if they foot down, that's what it is. It's a deal breaker part of it. Mm-hmm. I mean, because I feel like it's a structure like God, Jesus, man, wife, kids. So if I don't have that structure and you feel something different, how are you going? We not gonna be in a line. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't nothing like to try to be able to manipulate a female or nothing like that. But that's just my core principles. Like, I feel like I'm led by God, and then therefore, when I speak to a female, I'm not gonna tell her nothing wrong. But if she can't feel that genuinely and feel like, well, I don't agree with what you're saying, and you just bump head to bump head, because especially if you don't have the same belief as me, you don't believe that structure. To me, I only see that as disaster, like waiting to happen. So it's certain joints that you got
that in the line.
So even if you be like,
so I get what you're saying. You like as core as these questions will be, they ain't gonna get through all of them if they pump fake.
They can't pump fake through
all of that.
Because I'm gonna be able to see something off rip. You can't tell me you are a faithful woman or a believer, but you telling me you got a hate for your sister. You hate your sister. That just your regular conversation with you telling me gonna let me know now. Because if you're a believer, you know that you don't hold no grudges against people. You don't not to say that.
There are people that do deserve a little venom, but you shouldn't hold on to it for long.
Because who does it punish the most?
You holding on. It's too much energy. It
takes
more energy.
You gotta remember what they did to piss you off. Oh, I don't remember. Yo, son, I had to stop. Yo, I just don't rock with you. I don't rock with you.
It's like it's not venom. I ain't gonna shoot you down.
I don't want to kill you. I just ain't rock with you. You showed
me, and that's that.
That's it. But some people, like I was talking to this chick at work one time, and she was just like, yeah, I hate that dude. I'm like, that's not. He don't hate you. He walked in here and went to the bathroom and said hi to everybody. It's not favoring him, but I noticed your energy changed when he came in here. So he's affecting you. I said, you gotta let that go.
We do a lot of bandwagon. We do a lot of follow to whoever the alleged leader is. Because if somebody paints a picture of somebody, we tend to give it energy before we get our own analyzation.
That's something that I'm not a fan of. If and I know what you're talking about. Me and you could be chilling here, and you could be like, yo, Shay, my man's about to come through. He a little wishy-washy. You giving me a pre-upload or something, right?
So now
you already told me, yo, he could be grimy, watch your bag, this and this. I'm gonna take what you said because that you know this person wanted, but I'm not just gonna take it straight as face value because that's how he may be towards you. He may meet me, and I get a whole different vibe and energy. So I always take what somebody say with the grain of salt. I'm gonna listen to it, but I'm not gonna be ignorant to it. Because you did tell me your son is a snake. Now if he bite me, I can't be like, yo, what the hell?
You can't respond in a way like I ain't put you on.
You put me on. You told me, yo, watch your bag. You can't find your charger? Oh, that's on you. I told you to watch your bag. But at the same time, I'm not just gonna be cold shoulder, shut him down, fake dap. And I know people who would do that just because of a pre-download that they got of somebody. I like to give people that. I'm one of the dudes where I start you off with 100, and then I start you off with 100.
I didn't say 100. I used the term not. It's the same thing though. I said you start with an A.
Okay.
It's for you if you fail the class or not.
Got you. I like that. Same thing. Yeah. So you start either you get 100% or you got an A plus or whatever. But then you do a move and now you like, oh, you got 90. I wouldn't do that to you. Then until you do a couple of those, and it's like, yo, like you said, you out the class.
But because you move a certain way, never could you really condemn too much that they don't move that way. It's kind of like what you said. I just don't rock with you.
Yeah.
You feel me? So you know you'll never do a certain thing.
Right.
But you can't really take it too personal when you see that people don't level up.
Yeah, I feel you.
What's the biggest example we can use? Yo, Shake, let me hold 100.
Okay.
Get it back to me when you get it back to me. I take a month, 2 months, whenever I take it. You've never spoke on it. You get the buck or you get the buck back. Vice versa. Yo, hush, let me get 100. Hold it. Week or two later. Yo, when that 100 coming though? You be like, yo, I didn't press you.
That's where your 100 dropped down to 90. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna get you 100 next week. But
I know what type of time you want.
Yeah, and like I said, not gonna hold it against you. We not built the same. So you know, you got a great point on that. You know what I mean? So you know, we gotta really analyze people, and you really sometimes
that's why that circle. The older you get, the more wisdom. Because if you go, I'm not having it. You gotta at least be damn near my identical.
Yeah.
Now there's something that's always gonna separate us.
Right, because we
But
individuals.
the most
they gotta be a core value
that we can rock.
Yeah, they gotta be a core value of something that we play ball every Sunday, and then when we play ball, yo, I know that you ain't trying to take my head off, because there's certain people you play ball with, you know, they got no respect for you. They look at that as an opportunity to beat the hell up out you. You know what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying.
Smaller.
Right.
Smaller.
It gets smaller.
I'm not having it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
you gotta do that for peace of mind. You gotta do that for peace of mind. And even when you analyze somebody to the best of their ability, somebody still has the opportunity to do something that you never thought they would have done. You know what I mean? And you could have put your head on a chopping block, for say, literally speaking, and be like, Hush wouldn't do that to me.